President Bola Tinubu returns to Abuja after his Salah break in Lagos. In today's Panorama, we will also bring you reports on consolidating gains of democracy in Nigeria, as well as constitutional role of states. Plus, stories from Mecca on the plans for a safe return of Hajj pilgrims. This is Panorama. I am Noleen Abel-Ameh. Welcome. President Bola Tinubu is back in Abuja on Sunday after his Salah break in Lagos. The president returned to the seat of power after spending 6 days in his home state. President Tinubu arrived Lagos on Tuesday, 27th, on his return from his first official trips to Paris and London. Consolidating on the gains of the previous administration is what political analysts in Kaduna have been agitating as part of a mechanism to stop wastage of public funds. Adamu Sunday reports that promoting a culture of continuity of good policies in governance, analysts say, is key to sustainable development.
Kaduna State remains a center of learning and one of the leading industrial hubs in the north and the country in general. Governor of Kano State, Senator Obasani, in his inaugural speech says, building on the legacy of his predecessor is key in ensuring the progress of the state in all facets. His administration will undertake programs and policies geared toward enhancing productivity, encourage creativity, and harness the rich diversity of the state. These analysts say it is the right step in the right direction.
If we can get governors to invest in those local communities, it will further improve health status of the people, life well-being, and of course we expect them to be able to produce more. When they have better roads, they could move their agricultural products to the city center, and it could affect the prices of food and goods, and then the market could stabilize. We have to make sure that power reach the rural areas, and the rural areas have the way to be able to refine and process their products.
In Kano, northern Nigeria's commercial hub, Governor Abba Yusuf, upon assumption of office, pledged to bridge infrastructure deficit in the health and education sectors. Another priority identified by the governor is the creation of additional road networks to boost commercial and agricultural activities.
Healthcare system, social amenities, and other infrastructural development for the betterment of our citizens.
Jigawa being an agrarian state with majority of people engaged in farming activities, the challenges of perennial flooding has continued to remain a concern to previous and present state governments as the economy of the state relies solely on agriculture.
The governor deploy machines, especially in those affected areas, and start doing embankment.
Speaker, Jigawa State House of Assembly says governance is a continuum, and currently the state government has just purchased 200 trailers load of fertilizer because of the priority the government places on agriculture.
In education sector, he has a good plan and reformed. In health sector, he has a good plan and reform.
Stakeholders are of the view that consolidating and promoting accelerated rural development through basic infrastructures will boost rapid economic growth in the country. Adamu Sunday, NTA News.
If bringing government close to the people is a major feature of federal system of government, then state as the second tier of government is at the center of it all. Ignatius Nko in this report highlights the major constitutional roles of state governments in Nigeria, challenges and prospects.
Constitutional division of functions among the tiers of government is a major feature of federalism. 68 items are contained in the exclusive list. The exclusive list reserved for the federal government, while 12 in the concurrent list. The concurrent list is where the federal and state government have powers to legislate on. These include allocation of revenue, antiquities and monuments, archives, collection of taxes, electoral law, exhibition of industrial, commercial or agricultural development centers, scientific and technological research, universities, technological and post-primary education. These are very significant developmental projects that mitigate poverty among the people. But where there is conflict among the two tiers of government, the federal law overrides. There have been debates on the status of states and Nigeria's fiscal federalism. Maintenance of law and order and the protection of citizens' rights remain the most significant function of the second tier of government.
Securing of lives and property are roles that both the state and federal government performs.
Some persons have continued to call for more economic empowerment for states.
There have been several clamors in our great country on the need to renegotiate, intergovernmental fiscal relations, in appropriating more responsibility and revenue to states.
Notwithstanding the constitutional demarcation of roles, the federal government has taken some steps in ensuring true federalism, although not enough has been done. Allowing states establish their local security outfits, the 9th National Assembly amended the Constitution and empowered states to go into electricity generation and distribution, allowing states carry out federal projects within their jurisdiction.
The National Assembly have amended the bill. The states have the powers to go into provision of energy. Look, unemployment in Nigeria, it is the people who couch the Constitution, bringing the power provision under the purview of the federal.
A lot of things where the importance of the Constitution tells a lot to the people, and there are other areas which there are laws made for years, since 1979, and they need to be amended. They have to go with the time.
Federal government makes provision of special security to states with peculiarities. The need for improved revenue generation by states has become inevitable. Observers believe that reduction in the cost of governance, allowing states to be in charge of value-added tax within its jurisdiction, and the automation of tax system will make them buoyant enough to cater for its citizens. Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
With the indices of progress noticed in the policies of the present administration in Nigeria, some stakeholders are calling for deliberate investment in infrastructure, railways and the seaports in the Niger Delta region to stimulate blue economy. This was while sharing their views on the priority areas of development in the Niger Delta region. Robinson Dera today reports.
The Niger Delta region, with over 70% wetland, is the center of attraction for the country's blue economy policy. The policy option aimed at addressing poverty, unemployment, and increased economic development can only be achieved if infrastructure in the maritime sector, particularly the eastern seaports in Warri, Port Harcourt, Onne, and Calabar, are given priority attention. State governments in the region are urged to support the federal government in railway and road construction, mostly to the coastal areas of rivers, Bayelsa, Cross River, and Akwa Ibom states, to tap the oceanic and oil potentials of the region.
If the federal government wants to really assist river states, the ports and other areas where you influence foreign investment should also be taken care of by the federal government, and the projects that the federal government should take care of that are taken care of by the state government. The federal government and also as well reimburse the state government to also do that.
As relating to the proposed deep sea port in Akwa Ibom State, the legal framework should be perfected so that a takeoff can be assured.
Stakeholders are of the view that investment in agriculture, modular refineries, and sports by the state governments will help curb resurgence of youth restiveness in the Niger Delta region.
Focus more on the people of River State, how to develop people, how to make them self-independent, to create wealth for themselves. So when you give them the enabling environment, that affects also the IGR of the state, to also give us a better potential of the state.
The people also advise that the present administration should not concentrate development only in the cities, stressing that the rural and coastal communities of the Niger Delta region be given equal attention. In Port Harcourt, Robinson Deratede, NTA News.
Away from infrastructural development, the People's Democratic Party Action 2023 group is urging the Senate not to intervene in the issue of minority leadership. Timothy Yusuf reports that another group has, however, cautioned the PDP-led minority not to indulge in acts capable of disuniting the Senate.
It is abundantly clear.
Some political leaders who are members of the Citizens Network for Peace and Development in Nigeria believe that some aggrieved PDP senators and others are allegedly plotting to create crisis in the 10th Senate. Such moves will be counterproductive, members of the Citizens Network emphasized.
We are therefore compelled by the need to promote the welfare of the ordinary citizens in the country to make this appeal to the said senators to follow the path of national interest.
The PDP Action 2023, on the contrary, believes that the Senate should, at this time, channel energy towards delivering sound legislation and good policies to ensure good governance in Nigeria at this critical period of change and renewal. The group's chairman, Dr. Rufus Omere, in a statement appealed to the Senate leadership not to dabble into the minority leadership issue of the 10th Senate, as such could destabilize the Senate. The PDP Youth Directorate at its own meeting is hopeful of a favorable outcome at the presidential election petition court.
And we are here to interact with them, engage them, and see better ways of networking.
The Directorate promised to play according to the rules at all times. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, says many of the results being paraded as best results of the 2023 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME) are fake. The board stated this while expressing worry over the ugly trend being publicized and celebrated by some media houses and used in deceiving good-spirited Nigerians. A statement by JAMB advised anyone with intentions of honoring or awarding scholarships to students who claim to have scored high marks to confirm such claims from the board, noting that some of the self-acclaimed high UTME scorers had manipulated their results. The board cited the case of Ms. Ejikeme Joy Imosoma, who claimed to have scored 362 in the 2023 UTME and was awarded a 3 million naira scholarship by Chief Dr. Innocent Chukuma, while her original score is 249. If you just joined us, this is Panorama on NTA. We'll pause here for a break. Stay with us.
The counsel of our fathers.
I will urge and advise our younger generation to use talent and brain to sort out problems, not arms.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation.
My advice to these young people is please do not take us back to those harrowing days. You probably do not know what it is.
I believe we have fought one civil war too many in this country. So those who experience it will run away from it.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
The presidency has rejected the conclusions of the European Union on the 2023 general elections as presented in its final report last week. A statement from the Special Advisor to the President on Special Duties, Communications and Strategy, Dele Alake, reminds Nigerians of a press statement issued in May this year, alerting the nation of the plan by a continental multilateral institution to to discredit the 2023 general elections conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission and won by APC's candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu is hereby presented. The Presidential Election Petition Court has adjourned the opening of the defense of the respondents in the 2 out of the 3 consolidated petitions till Tuesday, 4th July 2023. The 5-man panel of justices headed by Justice Haruna Simon Samani gave the order at the resumed hearing of the petitions. The adjournment of the opening of defense in the petition of Peter Obi was due to the application of Independent National Electoral Commission as a result of the absence of its witnesses. INEC, as the first respondent, has 3 witnesses and is expected to close its case within 3 days. Its counsel, Abubakar Mahmoud, SAN, informed the court of INEC's inability to produce its witnesses and sought for an adjournment. Counsel to Peter Obi, Levi Ozoku, SAN, Wole Olanipeku, SAN, counsel to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kashim Shettima, as well as Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, who is counsel to APC, did not oppose the INEC application for adjournment before now. The petitioner in the petition of the Allied People's Movement and the respondents have closed their case. At the next adjourned date on this petition, parties are expected to adopt their final written addresses. Later today, respondents in Atiku Abubakar's petition are expected to open their defense. The respondents in this matter are INEC, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the All Progressives Congress. And on security, Nigerians who have sacrificed and laid their lives for the nation should not be forgotten. Chief of Defense Staff and other service chiefs met the recommendation at the 2023 Interdenominational Church Service for the Nigerian Army Day celebration. Rosemary Motilem Bilal reports.
The Nigerian Army Day Interdenominational Church Service was to celebrate and remember gallant officers and soldiers in the Nigerian Army who have laid their lives for the defense of the sovereignty of the country.
I will never leave you nor forsake you. 6. Be strong and courageous, because you will lead these people to inherit the land I swore to their ancestors to give them. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go.
With the theme, Sound Administration as a Panacea for Effective Military Operations, the Christian Role, all the new service chiefs were in attendance.
With my assumption of command as the 23rd Chief of Army Staff, I want to do all within our power to combat every security challenges that are confronting our country, meet the expectations of Nigeria to provide a safe, secured environment for economic activities to thrive.
The Interdenominational Church Service, which is the first for the new service chief, focuses on prayers for the security and stability of the nation and for divine direction for the security personnel for effective service delivery.
Be it military men, be it technocrats, every man must play his role very well for us to succeed.
Different groups render soul-lifting praises to God Almighty. Rosemary Motilem Bilal, NTA News.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria has announced Tuesday, July 4 as the date for Nigerian pilgrims to start returning. Chairman of the Commission, Zirula Kunle Hassan, disclosed this at a press briefing in Makkah while reviewing Nigeria's outing at the just concluded pilgrimage. Various stakeholders expressed deep concern over the challenges encountered and called for a new strategy in the future. It was gathered that Nigeria lost 2 of the pilgrims in Muna and 4 on the Arafat day, as confirmed by the head of the Nigerian medical team, Dr. Usman Galadima. The importance of harmonious living was in focus during the Eid al-Kabir celebration. Our correspondent tells us how it went.
On Salah Day, I decided to go into the metropolis and have a feel of the celebration. My first port of call was to the Hausa community in Idiaraba, Lagos, where Nigerians were greeted in Igbo and Hausa languages.
Nigeria
Sakin Awusawa in Idiaraba, Hajj Hassan Hauba, explains the cordial relationships amongst various ethnic groups in the state.
I would say like 70% we are the same culture together, whether for the dressing for men and dressing for the women.
From Idiaraba, I moved to Lagos Island to witness the Eko for show phrase firsthand, and I wasn't disappointed. From one end of the street to another, people gathered under canopies in mood of celebration. I was informed that it is a tradition for sons and daughters of households in the area that are Muslims to come together in their compounds to celebrate the Salah.
This is how we celebrate Eid in Lagos Island, to be precise. It is part of our tradition, and we are always happy. Even it brings people together from different parts of the world.
And the celebration can go on for up to 2 days.
Coming to share with my family because they are my loved ones, they are the people that stand behind me, they are my backbone, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
The rain didn't affect the celebrations at all, but after a while it was time for me to end my visit. As I returned to the office, one thought on my mind was how common Nigerians celebrate together no matter the occasion.
Let's join Suleiman Musa for sports updates.